friends. This is...
Do we have any friends left?
I thought I was talking to you and Daniel.
We'll be friends.
We'll be your friend.
Welcome to a special post-General Assembly edition of the Shepherds Podcast.
Yes.
We are back from sunny Orlando, Florida.
Post-empowered.
Correct.
Well, I didn't see the sun come out. Did you see it come out?
It definitely came out.
See, I got my Mickey mugs. Everybody looking? And I didn't even go to Disney World.
We went to Disney Springs.
I did go to Disney Springs.
That's the free version of Mickey.
That is. There's nothing free at Disney Springs.
You can walk around and do nothing.
There's nothing free at Disney Springs.
All right, so we're back for this special post-assembly edition. Shepherds Podcast. We got co-host 1, co-host 2, and Mr. Podcast, Pastor Jerry Madden. I've got to say,
Please.
since being back,
Yes.
I've had several regular Praise Cathedral podcast listeners ask, what happened? I'm just genuinely curious about the process and what's the assembly like and what was the voting and all, like, people really interested in it.
Did you think they watched the assembly or they heard the pre-assembly podcast and we...
I think that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that.
Well, let's talk about what happened at the assembly.
All right.
The things that we can talk about.
So let me start off by the thing that I'll probably get in trouble for. Congratulations to you for your reelection on the Council of 18, the Executive Council. And I have to say, it's not just a thing where he's like, I don't know. This man did not bring more than one sport coat because he did not think that was going to happen.
I knew I had to be on the stage Tuesday morning when the meeting opened, and I took one sport coat to wear on the stage for that segment because I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Last year I didn't have one, and
I had to drive into the outlet mall to get a sport
we had
coat.
to go. Well, you and I talked.
Yeah.
I said, well, I brought one coat. I don't think I'll be reelected. And my comment was, through the podcast, I've kind of probably offended enough people that I won't be reelected. And that wasn't the case. So I had to go buy a sport coat. And
Yes, you did.
I don't think Pastor Tommy's going to reimburse me for that.
I don't know if you can argue that
I think that one's on me.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's an honor, and I appreciate the trust, and I'll do my best to guard it. But let's start with the elections in general. We had 2 offices.
Yep. World Missions Director, Assistant Director.
Yeah, there was a big question going in. Who would be the World Missions Director? Would it be David Ramirez or would it be Brother Hill? And they were close in that nominating ballot.
Yeah, they were.
They were, about 100 votes apart. Mm-hmm. But it was sort of, once you had that, here's the thing about that body. Once they see how everybody else feels, they jump ship real fast.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the power of momentum. But, second round, David Ramirez, who was the assistant director and a product of World Missions, was elected director of World Missions. I was asked prior to the assembly, we had a Zoom call that many of you didn't know about, but apparently some hackers did. I was asked, how do y'all like my shirt?
I love it.
I am the church.
Did you go sing?
75 years. Did I go sing? I sing out of this book every day.
$75. I was like, what?
No. I sing out of this book every day. I don't have to go and do an arena and sing.
Oh, my word.
We sang out of this book yesterday.
Sure did.
Down at the cross. Where was I? I digress. I go off rabbit trails.
Elections, World Missions.
Somebody asked on the Zoom call
who I was going to vote for.
Right.
That's right. And my answer was, I don't have any reason not to vote for David Ramirez. It has nothing to do with Brother Hill. It's David Ramirez is the assistant World Missions Director, and as far as I know, has done a great job. Always been true to offices he was elected to, so I have no reason not to vote for him. And I think that a lot of people felt that way. So he went in there, and then Ishmael Charles, my old friend, was elected as the assistant World Missions Director. Ishmael's from the Caribbean, and we've done a lot of things together, been on boards together, and we've done mission projects with him. And I'm really happy for Ishmael. And So that was good. And then we went to the Council of 18. I don't think okay, for me there were some surprises. Wasn't really surprised Kevin went back in as first as chair.
Yeah.
Brother Morgan went in as second. Mo Huggins, a young African-American pastor in Atlanta that we know well, great guy, went in third. First I was surprised to be reelected. Then I was stunned to be elected fourth.
Some people tried to tell you.
That was kind of crazy. And then you Ryan Sharp.
Yep.
But actually, right after me was Loran.
Mm-hmm. So you get to sit between Mo
and Loran. I do. I don't know what
that's got to be the best.
I don't know what
kind
of sandwich this is.
It's the best seat in the house.
Yeah, we had some good discussions there. Of course, Loran was only there for a day or two, and then he's headed back to Charlotte. But that's gonna. I've served with Loran before.
Yeah.
My experience with Loran in those meetings is he doesn't say a lot, but when he talks, you listen.
Yeah.
No, we had a lot of young bucks elected. You got Mo Huggins, you got J.C. Worley, and I voted for J.C.
Yep.
You got your guy's friend, Angel.
Angel, yeah, Angel's great.
Angel. Marcial, and Jamie Barfield. Well, how can I forget that?
Yeah.
Co-host number 3.
We may make him a co-host of the Shepherd's Podcast. He has a spinoff of his own, and
he says all things Church of God.
Yeah, he does. I wonder where you got that from.
I don't know.
But anyway,
he don't wear a hymnal shirt.
He does not wear a hymnal shirt. He doesn't even know a hymn. But nonetheless, Jamie's on there, and so we'll see how that goes. It's an interesting mix, to say the least. It's an interesting mix.
Yeah.
Ought to be a lot of fun. Of course, no change in the executive committee.
Right.
No change in any of the other positions as far as that goes. That'll all be addressed at the next assembly. So then we get to the agenda, I guess.
Yep.
What item do y'all want to talk about first?
I think what surprised me, item 1 was a resolution.
Yeah, it's right there. You can go back through it.
Yeah, item 1 was a resolution, and I think I remember being a little surprised
at how slow we went,
at how much time it took, and how much. It was a resolution on global harvest.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just like global harvest. We believe that. It was just, I thought it was pretty cut and dry until we started. I'd like to add this.
Until the floor was open,
I'd like to remove this. And man, we were really taking a long time on this.
So here's, for all you young bucks out there, we get the agenda in the mail, and it didn't look that controversial.
And people were upset. Some people were upset. Man, there isn't
anything on here,
right?
And anything of subsequence or anything like that.
Anything
I
controversial.
heard that. And you look at it and you say, man, we're going to breeze through this. Mm-hmm. We're going to be through this a day and a half at most.
Yeah.
Then what are we going to talk about?
Right.
So here's the lesson to be learned: never underestimate the ability of the body
to complicate things,
to complicate the simple.
Yeah.
And the reality, and I'm not running for office. I can't be reelected again, so I can really talk now.
Oh boy.
Get it. The reality is you're in a room full of preachers who all feel like they need to say something. Fair enough?
I wouldn't say all.
A lot feel like they need, even if what they need to say is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion relative
to what's being
discussed.
Yeah.
Preachers love to talk into microphones. So you have that element. You have the element of people who want to be a part of it. And you have the element of people who've genuinely studied it and think it can be perfected, and this word can be this, and this phrase can be this. And you get all three of those elements on that floor together. You come to a grinding halt.
Yeah.
And virtually every resolution or statement took a lot longer than anybody thought it was going to take. because of the continual conversations of we need to add this, we need to take away this, we need to change that.
There was a I don't remember what item it was about the International Youth Board.
Yeah.
And it was just very simply just putting that board back into the minutes.
Yeah.
And it was
taken out, it needed to be put back in.
There was an amendment on the floor to add another point, and that point was about the globalization.
Right.
But it had already said that.
Right.
It's one of those things where you sit there and go, I appreciate the heart of the person who's making this.
Yeah.
But it already says that. Like it's just in different terms,
Right.
but it says the same thing.
Yeah. But that's never underestimate the ability of that body to complicate what should be simple.
I came the closest I've ever come to walking up to a microphone.
Yeah.
During item 3.
Okay.
The elected positions.
Yes.
Because that went on for a while.
It went on for a while.
And we kept having speeches against the main motion. And they wanted for the main motion. And they wanted it to be balanced. And we needed 2 more. And it was not going to get balanced. And I think I texted you and leaned over to Daniel and said, I'm going to go up to a microphone and say I speak against the main motion, so that now we only need 1 more. And that would have been the day.
And then we'll get there.
Because, I mean, got to the point where you have to have the balanced debate, which I understand, but it wasn't going balanced.
No. Let's talk about that motion.
That one was interesting to me.
So I've actually been processing that. Mm-hmm. That's the motion I've been processing more than any of the others. Mm-hmm. In part because that we had motions sent in from the field regarding this issue.
Right.
And to put it all out there, you have elected positions, you have the executive committee, you have head of departments and assistants to the heads of departments who are all elected by the General Assembly.
Right.
A couple of those positions for the past few years have been occupied by pastors who did not resign their churches when they took the positions.
Correct.
And that has caused
tension,
discomfort in the body.
There you go.
Because the minutes in certain places references those people in certain positions should devote their full time to the position of which they're elected. Mm-hmm. So you had that's what got us there. We had motions from the field to clarify that, to put teeth that you can't keep your church when you're elected, or you can't keep your evangelism ministry or whatever, or you have to suspend it, whatever. I was on the agenda committee, and I was assigned to take those motions and kind of put them into one motion.
Right.
And so I did that with a couple of other members of the agenda committee. And the irony of, one of the, was it a statement or resolution on artificial intelligence? I don't remember. We had on our agenda, we passed a statement or resolution on artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
That motion 3, ChatGPT wrote that motion.
Irony.
I put all the data in there and said, produce for me a motion that would go before a body to be considered, and boy, choom.
Did you see the member of parliament from Canada?
No.
He was reading something that he was presenting to the floor, and after he read it, he kept reading. Here is another version that flows more like natural speech. It was an AI cue.
Oh, it was an AI. He read the whole thing.
He kept reading.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he kept reading.
Well, fortunately, we didn't do that. But that motion was what was the product of ChatGPT. Nonetheless, and we changed a few words here and there. Essentially, here's what the motion did. The motion said, if you're elected, you have 180 days to resign your other position, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You can be honorary, pastor emeritus or whatever. But, and it was decided that the body voted against that.
This is the one.
The general council voted against that.
This is the one that you talked about. I don't necessarily know which way, but I know the body should discuss it.
first priority, I really didn't know how I was going to vote going into the assembly. I knew it had to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because of the ripple in the body.
Yeah.
The ripple conversations of these guys have been elected and they didn't resign. And the body, the general council, it needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause here and say we still haven't addressed it. So nonetheless, here's what I've been processing. One, I think the vote was closer than the chair wanted to acknowledge.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty close.
I actually think it should have been a keyboard vote.
Maybe.
A keypad vote. I think the keypads.
Because it's a 2/3 majority.
And I almost said division of the House.
Yeah.
But you're on the Council of 18. You don't want to show up the moderator, especially in the first assembly. I don't.
Yeah.
If I'd been sitting on the floor, I would have yelled division of the House. And not necessarily because I thought.
Because you favored it one way or the other.
Because I favored one way, or even that I necessarily totally disagree with what he saw. I think we should have seen a hard count of who is for and who is against.
Yeah.
To bring to light the realization of how divisive this issue is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And for me, the guys who are questionably operating should take a look and see, almost half of your peers don't think you're doing right.
Yeah.
But I think there should have been a division of the House, and I think there should have been a keypad vote.
And I think you would add a lot of people. You could validate the numbers.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Now,
agree with that.
To the speeches.
Oh, we really got in the weeds on the amendments
To the speeches and the amendments and the impassioned speeches that came for those against it. It was clear to me that a group of people had predetermined they were going after this full board. Now, I'll put everything out on the table now. It was hard to get this on the agenda.
I'm sure.
Because there were members on the Council of 18 who didn't want it on the agenda. Now, from where I sit, the only reason you would not want this discussed is because either you or someone close to you has auspices to move up into those offices but not give up their church.
I see.
I do think we have within our church a group of who see themselves as spiritual entrepreneurs.
Interesting phrasing.
I can do a lot. I can wear many hats.
Sure.
Watch this. I can spin a lot of plates. And they very well may have those talents and those abilities, and I'm not even downing that.
Sure.
And Loranne and I sat by each other talking to each other through the whole thing. He and I both agree that's not us. We are shepherds. I'm called to pastor a church. So this doesn't apply to me in that realm. And he was in complete agreement with that. And he said, this don't apply to me. I pastor my church. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But we have guys who see themselves as spiritual entrepreneurs, and you saw that group vehemently oppose the motion in speeches, and that's fine. That's their right to do it. I thought one guy from the mission field went way out in the weeds, and I'm not sure he'll get any money from us this year. But nonetheless, that's the way we roll. That's kind of the way the speeches went. And then there was the vote, and ultimately the chair ruled that the motion was lost. Yeah, okay. Here's the problem. We haven't fixed anything.
Yeah.
The problem still exists, and now hold your thought 1 second. The problem that we had going in is still there because the minutes of the church still say in certain positions you must give your full time, and that's what the minutes say, and that's what all you spiritual entrepreneurs out there need to pay attention to. It says full time. And you may be as gifted can be, and you may be able to do a lot of different things, but the minutes say full time, which means At that point, you're on the same level as everybody else. You got 24 hours in a day, just like everybody else. And the minutes of the General Assembly say your full time should be given to the general church in that position. That's it. There's no room to go back and forth there. Now, so we're still potentially in violation of the minutes. Here's the other thing you have to remember. The General Council, which is the body who considered this and defeated the motion, they do not have the authority to override the General Assembly. It's the General Assembly that has said, you must give your full time. Thus, we are still in violation of the minutes of the General Assembly. Here's the irony there, and I'm done. I'll rest my case, Your Honor. The irony there is, we open up that General Council session with a statement every time. We cannot violate our minutes. That session's opened up. These things will be out of order, contrary to the minutes, and we cannot operate in violation of the minutes. And we are operating in violation of the minutes. And if we operate in violation, if we aren't going to adhere to our minutes, then let's throw them away.
Here are the questions,
please,
that were being asked around me.
Around you.
Not necessarily the ones that I had.
Yes.
Because some of this stuff I had not thought about.
Yes.
But the guys around me during the debate started going, wait a minute. And so they were asking if a pastor is elected general overseer.
Yes. I'm going to run for general overseer in 2028, by the way.
Still pastor my church.
Yes. That's the plan.
Am I then subject to the leadership of my state administrative bishop? Or do I supersede what he tells me to do because I'm the general? That was one question that people were asking. Another one that was asked was, if I'm the pastor of a church and I'm elected general overseer and a larger church comes open, what stops me from appointing myself?
Absolutely.
I was like, man, I never thought about that.
Absolutely.
But honestly, the amendments, I started feeling weird about the amendments because we got into a position where at one point it was Max Reyes, the assistant. I mean, they didn't say his name, but this was the example. Like, Max can pastor a church as the assistant youth and discipleship director, but Brian, the director, cannot pastor a church.
Right.
It's like, why? Well, that doesn't make sense. And then we started getting into side hustles and making money, and you can't make any money off of songwriting and all this. And I thought, well, I mean, if you wrote a song 20 years ago, you don't have to do anything with that song, and you're still collecting royalties.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, part of the motion was that if you have an incorporated ministry and you're earning royalties from books, songs, whatever, you can still continue to receive that revenue.
Right.
But your time in office has to be devoted to the position, not to the promotion of your independent ministry or your incorporated ministry.
You can't use the resources.
That's right. You can't use the secretaries or for your incorporated ministry.
Friend of mine's wife is one of the executive committee's executive assistants.
Okay.
And he was explaining to someone in front of me, like, that would mean my wife cannot fly out for this person to do something for this person's ministry.
Well, she can.
If that, like, on the Church of God's dime.
On the Church of God's dime.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it means.
Right.
If it's for his personal ministry, he has to pay for it.
He couldn't call her and say, hey, I need you to do all of this and not pay her outside of that ministry.
I can't take the secretary with me to camp meeting to sell my books.
Right.
On the Church of God dime. That has to come out of...
Which you probably shouldn't do anyway.
Well, I think ethically that's exactly the case. You shouldn't do that. Where it has left us is we are still potentially in violation of the minutes.
So you think it'll come back up again?
I think it has to come back up again. And we have to decide some things. It may be we just go through and strike that, devote their full attention. When you do that, you open it up for... And where it's going to lead us to, if we go down that road with all this spiritual entrepreneurship, I love that word, is a more decentralized church.
Yeah.
We're a centralized governance. And for me, a centralized governance, the people elected to those positions, that's what they do. and Loran brought up a great point. I told him, please go to the microphone and say that. You know, all the guys were bringing up their scripture. Jesus said, you have this many talents and this many. It's not about talents. This is about time.
Yeah.
Devote your full time. You only got 24 hours in a day. Everybody's only got 24 hours in a day. But Loran looked at me and he said, you know, Jesus said you cannot serve two masters because you'll love one and you'll hate the other. And that's the perfect biblical application of this, because here's the reality of it. When you're serving two things, sooner or later, one of them is going to be in conflict with the other.
Sure.
Sooner or later, one of them is going to suffer while the other is advanced. One of them is going to get more time than the other. There's no, you cannot serve two masters.
Yeah.
So to all you spiritual entrepreneurs out there, Jesus said, it don't work. Now, I know you're smarter than him, so keep doing what you're doing. But Jesus, wave that up. Jesus said it don't work. Yeah, I think it has to come back because we're in violation of the minutes potentially, and I think we have to decide, how do we want to address it? Do we want to just strike that out of the minutes and just open it up for open range free for all? Do we want to redefine those positions and put conditions? And now, one of the struggles I have personally is, if you're pastoring your church and you're earning a full-time salary from your church with benefits, is it right for you to earn full-time salary and benefits from the general church in the office you're elected to, knowing that there's no way the office is getting the full amount of time, because you got to give some attention to the other?
Sure.
There's no way. So I have a little struggle with that.
I thought of another scenario in that, what happens if it's more than one individual on that committee?
Yeah.
What happens if you have 2 or 3 or 4 people that are dual pastors and serving on that committee?
And I would say to those guys who have done this or are doing this, at the next election in 2028, realize you've already disenfranchised almost half of the general council.
Yeah.
Because almost half of the general council voted against this. So I don't know. Maybe you won't be reelected. I don't have any idea. I mean, you got to think about these things. Guys, don't forget. But we're going to have to go back to the minutes, and we're going to have to clean it up and dress it up and decide, do we want to just take that out? Do we want to rewrite those job descriptions? Is it time? I did a little research. That shall devote their full time was put in the minutes in 1937.
Oh.
So it's 90 years old. Now, being someone who is consumed right now by context, I think we all know when that was put in the minutes, the people in 1937 didn't think you were going to be pastoring one church and they thought you were going to be full-time devoted to the advancement of the general church.
Yeah.
That's what they said. That's the context of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you twist it any way you want to today, but that is the context.
I didn't look at it necessarily as some people did, who were, I mean, they're just out there naming names on the floor.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily
Tony
look
Trump.
Yeah. I don't think, no. I didn't necessarily look at it as an indictment of anyone who's currently doing this. I looked at it more as what Daniel just said. Do we need to restructure this so down the road we don't get into a situation like that?
And it wasn't written aimed at personalities.
Sure.
The people who spoke against it spoke from the personalities.
Sure.
Or spoke, it was personal to them about those individuals.
The individuals, right. But which is really narrowing the...
And the irony there is it was actually Tony Stewart who made the motion in the Council of 18 that we put this on the agenda.
Right.
That don't mean you support it, but he thought the body should talk about it.
Right, which is wise.
Yeah, sure. But it'll have to come back. It'll have to be addressed, because we have been, and without being addressed, we will be again in violation of the minutes. And I want to say again, the General Council does not have the authority to overrule the General Assembly, which is said shall devote your full time. Now, a proper way to respond if you were opposed to item 3 would have been to offer a substitute motion that would strike those things out of the minutes that say devote your full time. And then that would have brought us back in alignment. We wouldn't be in violation.
I think the guy from the Ministry to the Military, he proposed striking everything except the
Executive committee?
No, everything except the using church funds for
four.
personal.
Item 4.
Strike
Yeah, he
everything
did.
but item
Yeah.
4.
I think for me, looking at it, I could live with the executive committee members cannot pastor. You have to be fully devoted to the general church. But the other positions, maybe not.
Yeah.
I could live with that. And quite honestly, and I'll just throw this out here because I'm not reelectable in 2 years, money may dictate some drastic changes to our organization. We are millions of dollars in debt. After the assembly, we are more millions of dollars in debt. And here's the problem. The minutes demand more than the funding of the general church can afford.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have serious discussions about, can we continue to afford an assembly every 2 years or an assembly at that scale every 2 years? Can we continue to afford 5 members on the executive committee? Can we get by with 3? Can we continue to afford an assistant for every department?
Yeah.
Maybe we just have a director and don't have it. I mean, these are conversations that I think we're going to have. And I think the money will dictate that.
Sure.
That's enough of item 3, you think? Because we're at 31 minutes.
Yeah. There wasn't really anything else that stuck out.
Let's talk about the anti-human trafficking moment.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Were you in there when that happened? I don't know if you were or not.
No,
Dan.
I wasn't in there.
So that was there's a motion on anti-human trafficking, and again we went through the whole change this, add that, include that, yada yada yada, and then Bishop Lewis, who did great moderating
Absolutely.
the meeting. It's not an easy meeting to moderate. Called Bruce Deal up,
Yeah.
who heads up City of Refuge in Atlanta, and said, Bruce, talk to him about what you're seeing in human trafficking. And, man, he just shared what's going on, not around the world, right here in the United States. Talked about a mother and her 18-month-old daughter who were hospitalized. The mother had been trafficked. She had a baby, and the traffickers put a chip in the baby's foot so that they could track her. The 18-month-old baby died in the hospital. A few days later, the mother committed suicide. And he just talked about the impact and what it's doing. And it was a gut-wrenching moment, and it kind of brought it front and center to everybody. And so we stopped the assembly, and we had prayer for those who are on the front lines of fighting human trafficking, and it's all around us. And then we decided prayer was great, but we need to put some legs to our prayer, and the church pledged over $2 million in that moment to help those who were fighting. It was a really powerful moment.
I thought it was maybe divine timing for the night before to have Christine Kane speak.
Yeah.
Who runs an organization, an anti-trafficking organization called A21.
Yeah.
And I've heard her many times, and she said it at the assembly, to talk about every teenager with a cell phone is a potential victim.
Yep. Male or female.
Yeah.
Male or female. And they talked about that. They talked about it's not just girls being trafficked, it's boys being trafficked. Of course, Bruce was very blunt, and he said, at the end of the day, men, because that floor was mostly men, he said, this is our fault.
Yeah.
We are the ones who exploit.
Yeah.
And it was a gut-wrenching moment. But our church will be hearing more about that. I'll share with you at the end of the month. I did a thing. Didn't ask permission. I just kind of did it. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe there'll be another Mr. Podcaster here who is, carrying on my wayward son or whatever. Nonetheless, Yeah, that was it. Then the appointments went out. South Carolina has a new youth director. Yeah. His name is Joel Reyes.
Reyes, yep.
Reyes. You know him.
I do know him very well.
He seems to be a young man who loves young people.
He does,
and
very
that's
much
his
so.
Quest to connect with young people.
That's his heart.
And so and I talked to him a little bit. His plan is to come into South Carolina and connect with youth pastors and children's pastors and young people and children. He doesn't have any interest in being the assistant to the state overseer, or he wants to get in, down in the trenches, which is good.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
And so we're excited about his opportunity, and I did explain to him that his success depends on whether or not he joins Praise Cathedral, because Gary Lewis was youth director of South Carolina, and he joined Praise Cathedral. His wife sang in the choir.
He did.
His children were in our youth group, children's group, and now Gary Lewis is the general overseer of the Church of God.
There you go.
What does that tell you? Hello.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
I mean, And then there have been other state directors who did not join the Praise Cathedral, and so we just leave that where it is.
He's good.
So, nonetheless, I digress.
So,
thank you for having our sign up today, Pastor Bo.
No problem.
For those that are listening on, it says the views and opinions.
No problem.
Look, I'm an old IT guy. If then else. That's the logic of my brain.
You're not wrong.
Can we just talk for a second about the number of people that just walked by and randomly just went, Shepherd's Podcast, and then just kept on walking?
Are you in shock?
Yes.
Somebody asked me why my badge didn't say co-host number 2.
Are you just stunned?
Yes. You had council of 18 members asking you to come be on it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. One member was elected. I won't call his name. And first thing he said to me is, I want to be on the Shepherd's Podcast. And I said,
anytime he wants to come sit right here.
No, he said, I want to be on the Shepherd's Podcast. And I said, I don't have guests. You have to talk to Jamie. Jamie's the one that has guests. Well, that's an old Rush Limbaugh thing, because people would want to be on the Rush Limbaugh show, and Rush would say, no, I don't have guests. I'm the entertainment. Rush said he's the entertainment. Yeah. He doesn't have guests. But, yeah, Jamie's the one that has guests. Go be on Jamie's. We don't have room. Does this look like a place you want to have guests? I mean,
It's kind of small.
It's kind of small, and we kind of we're not nearly decorated as much as Jamie is.
But again,
Jamie's put some money in his set.
This seat is comfortable.
I bet we could get AI to do a graphic behind us.
If that's what you want.
And project it, and it would probably look really good,
We're
wouldn't
going to paint it green.
We could be at the beach or wherever.
Okay.
But now I've got a point of order.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait a minute.
State your point of order.
So the pastor can't use his income or my responsibilities to support his program, right?
Oh, that failed.
Oh, it failed.
Sorry.
You're stuck.
So I'm still stuck under other duties
other duties as assigned by the pastor.
That's in the job description.
That's in the job description. That motion failed. I'm
have fun.
I'm so sorry.
All right.
I was stunned by how many people came up and said, I listen to the Shepherd. And I mean from all over the country.
Yeah.
Missouri, West Virginia, really from all over the world. But I was so stunned by that, to the degree that I wonder if we shouldn't have a booth at the exhibits in the 2028 assembly.
Word.
I don't think so.
Shepherd's with some merch and just have some. We could do a podcast from there.
No, I don't know that I'm going. I've been really excited.
Where's my keypad? I need to vote this one down real quick.
I've been really excited for this. Don't tune out based on our rambling. This is a segment that we'll end with this segment. This is a segment that we're going to call Things We Heard at the General Assembly.
Things we heard at the General Assembly.
Now, not like, gossipy stuff. I'm talking about like straight up things that we were told that are hilarious or outlandish.
Can I start?
Please.
So I sat on the stage every day but Friday, General Council, and was backstage, back in the area.
Right. In the Holy of Holies.
I heard cussing.
Oh, I believe it.
You heard a lot of cussing.
I believe it.
I heard some words.
I can name them. But not the words.
Really?
The people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's normal.
I guess.
That's normal.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Camera zoomed in.
I haven't told Pastor or Daniel this because I wanted the reactions to be real in real time. Okay. Here's the quote. Bo Madden does not promote or attend youth department functions unless he's elected to the state youth board.
Oh, my word.
Including youth camp.
I guess they weren't here this summer, were they?
That's coming from
They weren't here the last 2 summers.
That's coming from a family member of
Somebody else.
somebody else.
Then why did I babysit kids the last 2 summers
was just saying.
and drop them off at camp after service? And
Does not support, promote, or attend youth department functions unless he's on the state youth board. I just laughed. I thought it was hilarious. But this all came from the next thing they said was that it was completely unacceptable that Praise Cathedral had 0 representation at Teen Talent internationally. Well, here's the deal.
we didn't win.
Yeah.
We had entries at state.
We had a Teen Talent interest meeting, and I had 8 kids show up, and half of them were eliminated immediately because our state Teen Talent was on the same weekend
Same day as Lee Day
weekend.
Yeah, half of our kids wanted to go to Lee Day and not be in Teen Talent. The other half were in Teen Talent
and didn't win. Yeah. So,
oh, gee.
so there's that one for you.
Yeah, I know where that came from.
Yeah.
I know the root of where that came from.
Exactly.
I know the root of it.
Exactly. That was my favorite thing.
My favorite thing was take it easy on the coffee, boys. It's $1,000 a gallon. Okay.
A gallon?
That's what they said. Or the urn. I'm sorry. The urns.
Now that I believe, but I don't know.
I think I did hear it was $65 or $85 an urn.
Oh, that's what it was. It was $85 an urn. I asked why when we loaded in on Thursday. Said, "Man, it's awful hot in here. Is the air not going at all? It's $1,000 a day for the air." I said, okay.
That's why these convention centers don't allow you to use outside catering, because then they can set the prices.
They can set the price on what it is.
Yeah.
You know, that meeting, that our minutes mandate we have probably costs $5 million when it's all done.
Yeah.
And it's the most expensive thing the church does, that 5 days. More money is spent on the General Assembly than anything else we do. And I think we probably need to rethink that part of it. You know, I think it was kind of nice to have Teen Talent back there. It was nice to see young people running around. And maybe Teen Talent's a thing we can now do every year. And 1 year do it at Lee and 1 year do it at the Assembly.
I have a Teen Talent pitch.
Go.
That I've made before.
Go.
I think we should have a national Teen Talent competition that the states, if you win your state, you qualify to go to nationals at Lee University.
Yeah.
And if you win nationals, you qualify to compete at internationals at the General Assembly. So instead of having states versus Canada and Jamaica and the Bahamas, you're representing the United States.
Against Canada.
So that way we're putting the best of the best. But I understand, like...
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
The whole idea of Teen Talent is let's get as many people as we can there.
I understand the revenue issue.
Because they have to register, and that brings in money.
I get it.
Follow the money. But I would be open to Teen Talent every year. Used to be that way when I was a kid. Every year.
We've got junior talent, too. You got to balance in there.
And, well, what else is the youth director going to do?
Here we go.
He's going off the committee, boys.
We're paying you. You know, well, I forget what the movie was. The guy said, "Come on, man, do." Oh, it was Ghostbusters. The secretary. We're paying you. Do something.
I also have another Teen Talent pitch.
Okay.
Add sports.
Add gaming. Yeah. Video gaming.
Start small. Start with 3-on-3 basketball.
3-on-3 basketball.
Start with volleyball. And then you can add flag football. You could add little things. The number of kids, person who thinks that I don't support anything, the number of Praise Cathedral kids that would jump into a 3-on-3 basketball tournament but have no interest in music or drama, it's staggering.
Off the chart.
Yeah.
Off the chart. Let me say this. Things I heard at the assembly or whatever.
Yeah.
So your mom and I are sitting at the airport Friday, fly home, and we were eating lunch there. The hotel said we couldn't stay any longer, and so we just had to go to the airport early. And I look up on the screen, ESPN's on, and they're playing professional kickball.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
If I'd known that was a thing, I would have paid more attention in the third grade.
Right.
I mean, they're playing kickball the way I played it in the third grade, maybe a little faster, but it's it's like baseball, and the pitcher rolls the ball at good speed, and then the kicker kicks it. If they catch it in the air, he's out. If they catch it and throw it to first for you, I mean, it's baseball with a kickball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know this was a thing.
I mean, just think about it. How cool would it be? Like, you have
anybody can play.
You have the championship game. You invite everybody out to the championship game, and you're giving them the trophy right there.
You could go out to Wide World of Sports at Disney and do it there.
Yep.
It'll never happen, but it's an interesting,
cool idea.
It would be a cool idea. We're at 46 minutes. We won't talk about the assembly again. So maybe Pit Shepherd's podcast going forward. Let's get back in school. So toward the end of August, we'll start dropping our regular episodes. What do you guys think?
One of mine started today. I'll be neck deep in it.
Okay.
Another one starts tomorrow. Another one starts next Tuesday.
Well, we're going to transition. Of course, this Sunday at church, we got back to school Sunday, and youth will be in there. The next Sunday, I guess it'll be another General Assembly Sunday. We got a General Secretary Treasurer is going to be here to speak. Then we're rolling. Last Sunday of the month, we're going to do celebration. I guess I'll tell all y'all what I did at that thing I did at the assembly. And let's go. School's back in. Let's get to it. One of the things we're going to do at Praise this year, I'm going to tell all my people now. I haven't even told you guys this. First Sunday of every month is Bring a Friend Sunday.
There you go.
All across the campus, every department. Children, youth, adults. Bring somebody Sunday.
Yep.
We have to start becoming very intentional on the things we're going to do. And so go ahead and get it in your mind. First Sunday of every month, bring a friend. I want everybody to bring somebody to church with you that Sunday. Preferably somebody who's unchurched. I'm not really interested in people who are unhappy at the church they're at, because people who are unhappy at one church tend to become unhappy at another church. But
I've already invited a friend.
Really?
I have.
Who's that?
Dr. Phil Cook.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
He's not your friend. He is Julia's friend.
Yeah, but
Dr. Cook and Julia bonded at the assembly.
We're going to do another Lee University takeover day.
When is that?
We're still trying to figure out the date, but we're going to do it on a Sunday morning in the student center, and
that'd be great.
Yeah, invite Lee U worship, and
that'd be great.
I did ask Dr. Kahn after they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. He was sitting with Dr. Cook, and I said, why do they wait till you get old until they give you a Lifetime Achievement Award? Why can't they give you this in your 40s so you can enjoy it?
What did he say?
He said, I know, I don't feel old yet.
He's still going. He looked good, looked strong. He was happy at the assembly. There was one motion we didn't talk about, the motion that the chairs of all appointed boards and committees must be Church of God. I voted for that. I think if it's a Church of God board, it should be led by Church of God people.
Sure.
All the boards. And that's not a particular board in mind. I think these are Church of God boards. They should be led by Church of God people.
I agree with that. I did not agree with the statement that all members should be Church of God.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah. That's kind of how we got to what that motion was. But once again, it did not prevail. So we keep going. All right. Get us out of here, Percy.
That's all, folks.
Pick'em's coming soon.
Some people don't like that. The female viewers don't like that. Why do you?
I don't think all the female viewers don't like it.
Why you don't talk about? Why you?
But
talking
I
about
actually
sports?
had people people that sent me come up and say you have to do pick'ems, and that being said, you got to bring the trophies out now.
Yeah, I mean I'm over here
Here, we'll put this one
I'm
up.
over here texting people like, okay, you going to play fantasy again this year? So,
That being said, let me say this. Christine Cane's sermon on Wednesday night, one of the best, maybe the best I've ever heard on Hezekiah.
she's phenomenal.
I mean, there were some things I wish you hadn't said.
Sure.
But there's some things I wish I hadn't said yesterday. One of the best I've ever heard on Hezekiah. So for everybody who doesn't like women preachers, you should probably go listen to that. That's a great sermon.
I've heard her at Belonging Conference the last 2 years, and she's one of those communicators that you look down and you go, has it been 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, how are we here?
That was a great sermon. All right, now get us out of here.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at some point. That puts a bow on General Assembly.
General Assembly is over.
Yep. All right.
Carry on.
See you soon.